Welcome back. We are 1 month away from the first presidential primary debate for the 2024 election. The Republican National Committee is teaming up with Fox News to host the first Republican debate in Milwaukee, also the site of the Republican National Convention next year. Breaking down this week in national headlines, I am joined by UW-La Crosse political scientist Anthony Chergosky. Welcome back to the show. Always good to talk to you.
Thank you, Naomi.
So let's talk about the debate first. What is the criteria for participating in this primary debate, and who are we expecting to take part in it?
Sure. So a candidate has to raise money from at least 40,000 different financial contributors. They also have to hit 1% in 3 polls that are recognized by the Republican National Committee. So long story short, Naomi, there's a fundraising component and there's a polling component. And already a number of candidates have qualified for the debate stage. Some of the people you'd expect, like Ron DeSantis, and others who are maybe less known, like Nikki Haley. So we've got some people who have already qualified, and we're going to be watching very closely to see if more candidates qualify before the debate, because this is a pivotal moment in this campaign. I mean, there are not that many moments that can really shake up a campaign. The first debate is one of those moments.
The million-dollar question, are we expecting Trump to be there?
It is a big question, and I don't know at this point. If President Trump is far ahead in the polls, one school of thought is that he should not debate, because if you're by far the front runner, why risk going to the debate stage and potentially having something happen that disrupts the way the race is going? So there might be the possibility that President Trump does not show up and instead has maybe some counter programming, another event in place of the debate. We know that Ron DeSantis, the second place contender in the Republican field, has committed to participating in the debate. He needs a campaign shakeup. His polling numbers are going down. There are some red flags when it comes to his fundraising operation and the amount of financial resources that his campaign is using. So Ron DeSantis needs to turn things around, reset his campaign, and this debate is a golden opportunity for him to do that.
Why do you think, though, that there's so much, should we call it mystery, around whether Trump would show or not? If he's not going to come, why would he just not announce that?
You know, in the past, Naomi, Donald Trump has built up drama about his participation in debates, whether that was in the Republican nomination process back in 2016, where he did skip one of the debates, and also in the general elections, both in 2016 and 2020, where there was some level of doubt about if he would participate in the debate. So this is pretty consistent with the past in terms of Donald Trump's drama surrounding his participation in debates. He's done, I think, pretty well in debates within the Republican Party nomination process. If anything, his numbers have increased as a result of the debates in the Republican Party nomination process back in 2016. Certainly, the debates didn't seem to hurt him at all back then. The general election debates are a bit of a different story, because people tend to think that the candidate of their party won the election, won the debate, I should say. And so the reason that the primary election debates matter so much is that all the candidates belong to the same party. So voters are really viewing the candidates on a level playing field in that respect.
I want to talk briefly about the special election that just happened this past week in the Milwaukee suburbs. Republican Paul Meletic beat out his Democratic challenger by 7 points. Now, I say 7 points. Why is that significant?
It's much less of a margin than we might expect, given the history in that part of the state. I mean, that was a Republican stronghold, and to some extent still is. But we have seen the Republican margins decline in the Milwaukee suburbs. And this is just one data point. We shouldn't read too much into a single special election in the month of July. But it is another data point showing potential problems for the Republican Party in these key suburbs. We've seen Republicans have some challenges in the suburbs nationwide. We see them having some challenges with suburbs here in Wisconsin.
You mentioned, this is only one data point, and it is a special election in July. You'd rather be at the beach than the polling booth. Is there any data that suggests perhaps that Democrats might turn out more for a small special election like this, and thereby skew perhaps the numbers that you get in a general election?
Overall, Democrats have done pretty darn well in special elections in the past year. So this is part of a broader pattern of Democrats seem to turn out in these special elections. Not sure how much we should read into this special election when it comes to the November 2024 elections.
Wouldn't be politics if we couldn't talk and scrutinize data points more than perhaps is necessary. Anthony, always good to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we will be right back.